Hello there, Scott from Golf North Wales, and I just thought we'd bring you a what's in my golf bag for 2021 video. So we'll start with the boring stuff. If we have a look in at what I've been playing for the last sort of 18 months, I went with Mizuno JPX 919 forged irons. Had a great experience at the fitting day with Yakko, etc, etc. These irons are 3/4 of an inch short, because as you can see, I'm, so obviously they're very much shorter than standard length. Yo bro, and he's not tall either, so that gives you a kind of gauge of where I am. So as far as the spec goes, they are 2 degrees flat. There's no alterations been made to the loft or anything, and I went with the Golf Pride +4 align grip. I just love the alignment aid at the back, it's fantastic. Most people know I'm not much of a shaftoid, but for the shaft I went with the Dynamic Gold 105 S300. So that's the irons done. Well, no, it's not actually, because the setup changed a little bit to incorporate a couple of hybrids in there as well. Got rid of the 4 iron. That's not important.
Lots of head covers.
Yeah, lots of head covers. So the 4 iron went out. There's a little bit of a gap in between my 5 iron and then my next lofted club up after that. So to fill that gap, I decided to get a Cobra F8 one length hybrid. It is a 22 degree one length hybrid, so it covers a gap nicely in my bag, and it's versatile. It leads me to be able to play shots anywhere from 160 out to, if I really want to push this thing, around about 210, which is quite nice. Gives me the option. That's that. So then you go to the bottom end of the bag, and this is where a lot of people look at me a little bit suspect with my bag and think, how are you getting away with that? Because I only carry 2 wedges. Now instead of going with a pitching wedge from the set, I went with a specialist 46 degree wedge. And at the time, it was the Mizuno S18s. They've brought out some newer ones since, but I prefer the look of this over the newer ones, the T20s. But I decided to go with the satin black finish, just because it's less reflective in the sunshine. There's nothing worse than having the glare coming off a club at you. And it's just a sleek, classic looking wedge. It's fantastic. Same shaft as the irons, the S300. No other reason other than it felt nice. And then the most lofted club in my bag, at least I think it is, yeah, it definitely is a 50 degree wedge. Now most people would look at me daft and say, where's your sand wedge, where's your gap wedge, this, that and the other. I love this thing, it's so versatile. I play it out of sand, I play it over any obstruction that I might find, because I tend to get a bit wayward at times. So it comes in handy, but I love the way that it can be manipulated. It's just a great little tool in my golf bag. I love it. So yeah. Right, let's go to, should we do the shiny things? We'll do the putter before we get onto the big stuff. My golf bag is always subject to change. I'm a tinkerer. I like taking things in and out. My bedroom at home has got another golf bag in it with loads of putters, just because I'm never sure which one I want to use at any one point. Well, no, I just like changing it. And this has been the longest I've had a putter in the bag. I went for a PXG Spitfire Gen 2 putter. Just give you an idea of the shape of that. Now I was fitted for this by Matt when he come down. I fell in love instantly. 32 inch putter. I did have a Scotty Cameron in the bag before this, and that lasted all of a month until I bought this. And then I've kept them both in the bag, rotation, but this stays in permanently now. I love this thing. Absolutely adore it. Love the shape, and it just inspires confidence down at the ball for me. So yeah, that's the shiny putter. All right, let's get into the top end of the bag. More head covers. I'm currently borrowing a club from Shay. He loves me really. He gets all my stuff, so there's nothing wrong with sharing. So I've got a Mizuno ST200 5 wood, 18 degree. I just find it a lot easier to hit than trying to absolutely hammer a long iron. As I said with my hybrid, the hybrid can get out there at 210 if I knuckle it. And that is putting too much effort into a swing for me. So it's pointless, whereas with this thing, swing speed's good, the ball speed's good, and it can get out there if I need it to cover distances. So that's a stayer. That one doesn't come out of the bag anymore. I like that one. And the next two clubs always change from round to round. It's one of them. I've got access to good equipment, so I test stuff, I take stuff out on the course, and I try new things all the time. This is probably my longest serving 3-wood, but as I say, it comes in and out quite often. But the versatility with the neck sleeve on this is what keeps it in the bag for me. It's a Callaway Epic Flash 3-wood. At the moment, because I'm tending to get a little bit leaky to the right, I've got it set standard loft, so it's still 15 degrees, but with a slight draw setting. Obviously, we know it's not going to cure a slice or cure a slight fade, but it's in your mind. So it's one of them. I've got it set up in the draw setting. It does help a little bit. It's not brilliant, but it does what it does. Well, the draw setting, the club's brilliant, I should mention. Shaft-wise, it's Project X even flow, 65 gram stiff shaft, stock shaft, really. So it's Old Faithful, if you like. And then the driver, which again always changes from round to round, as Shay will tell you. He never knows, well yeah, but he never knows what I'm going to pull up with in the car when we go out. So at the moment I've got a Sim Max in the bag. It's a 9-degree head, set at 9 degrees at the moment because it is, with the Ventus 6 stiff shaft, standard stock shaft again. As I say, I'm not a shaftoid. I don't really believe in people going on about how they need this out of a shaft, that out of a shaft. Ideally, I might go lighter, promote more speed if I can, but that'll be for another video, I think. So that's everything that's in the bag hardware-wise. Now, apparently, people do want to see everything else that's in there. So, yeah, I've got a nice tote bag from Torquay Golf Club from when I went down there on holiday.
Down in Leicester.
Indeed. Lester looked after me down there. He was a lovely guy. So that is for the tees. Nice and easy on the outside of the bag with a carabiner, so they're easy to get at. No plastic tees for me, save the world and all that. So I play wooden ones, I break them all the time. My towels, obviously, you've got to have a PXG towel with a PXG bag, haven't you? I've also got a Vice towel on there as well. If you've watched any of our videos before, you'll know for a fact that I hate having dirty clubs. So when me and Shay did a club swap, all I did was whinge at him that he wasn't cleaning my clubs. So I've got 2 towels just in case. Right, get the boarding stuff out of the way with. Do the gloves. This is another one that I used to get ribbed for this on the golf course because I take a lot of gloves out with me. So at the moment I'm using Mizuno Elite. Men's, small, obviously. I've got 3 of them in the bag. I like to change it every few holes just in case my hands get sweaty or whatnot. I do take it off after every shot, but it's just nice to get a fresh glove on every now and again. Current COVID times, there's a bottle of hand sanitizer in my bag, and just for effect, it does work, and it smells gorgeous. It's really nice. I'm not going to shout out the company, don't want to get in trouble. At the minute there's nothing in the big pocket because it usually ends up with my jumper and a coat and a jacket and all sorts going in there because I get very hot very quickly. Ball wise, I did speak to our Mizuno rep here at Mile End the other day, and he quite kindly gave me a few balls to try. So at the minute we've got Bridgestone Tour BXS, more commonly known as the Tiger Woods golf ball in the bag. They can go missing very quickly though with me, so there's always a spare bag of balls there as well. I think at the minute in those I'm going to be testing the TaylorMade Tour Response in yellow when I get a chance to get back out on the course, because at the minute it's either wet or they're shut. because they're in Wales. Right. Oh, pitch mat repairer. Another shout out to Dan and Lester over at Torquay. Nice little poker chip off them from when I was there. Now the pitch mat repairer is something a little bit special that James the pro here at Mile End brought back for me after a trip to Sawgrass. Yeah, he's been there in a few pro-ams and fair play, he's won every time he's been, I think.
Beast.
Yeah, absolute beast. Just pro. Yeah, proper pro, monstered it, unbelievable. So that's my pitch mat repairer, always in my back pocket when I'm playing, that is. And that pretty much covers everything in my bag, Shay. Hang on, it doesn't actually, it doesn't, because
We've got more.
Yep, obviously phone and wallet and stuff, but those of you that do watch the channel often enough know that I have to have some tobacco in there. You got to have a smoke if you're me. I get frustrated otherwise. So that is a now complete what's in the bag. So thank you very much for watching. I'm boring, but if you do like it, subscribe, maybe ring the bell as well. You'll get notified for when we put more videos out. But for now, I've been Scott. This is Golf North Wales. Goodbye.